Welcome back to the Academy of Historical Fencing, and here we're looking at the Renaissance Battle Training Day that we recently had. So this is part of one of our sparring days. There's a 1 hour in this particular event dedicated to the practice of melee combat with a Renaissance battle theme. And what that means is we're looking at weapons of especially the 16th century that will be used in a battlefield type scenario, and we're also incorporating armour for those that have it and want to use it. Now what that really means is partial armours, which were common in that time. So you see cuirasses, some with tassets, some with spaulders. And you're also seeing mask overlays that are designed to replicate bergenet. So the bergenet is an open-faced helmet that was common in this period, which means you've got all-round protection but not to the actual face, although of course you have very good visibility as a result. Now to replicate this, we use steel armours, which are realistic in their weight and dexterity and things like that. And we also use these bergenet overlays. This was our own design, which we then sent to Superior Fencing, and they replicated it. And you can now buy these yourself. They're around about $50, and they're a really fantastic way to just chuck a mask overlay on top of your mask that gives the illusion of being an actual helmet. And you can use it then as for the scoring within the fight. So when we use armours and these sort of simulated helmets, those areas are considered non-scoring because as a general rule you're not going to be able to do damage through plate armour like this. Now we go through a number of scenarios here, or melee games if you like. It starts off really simple where just everybody has swords and offhand weapons only to keep it simple. It's just a kind of a warm-up game to get people going. In most of these scenarios we used a restricted area of, if you look at the badminton courts here between us, the centre sort of corridor area is where we're going to fight in the initial melee games, and the reason for that is to box people in a way that they often would be on a battlefield kind of scenario, largely because you're in larger formations, there are larger units around you, there's not much space to move, so you can't, as often people do in a melee, just want to run around a huge open space. You wouldn't always have a huge open space, as well as the fact that when you're in formations there's often an expectation that you would be staying close, staying in formation, and this kind of forces the issue. Now in these melee games it is all target zones. The only thing we do not target is the back of the head, and that's just a safety thing. We all use synthetic weapons for this, even though we commonly practice with steel training swords. For the sake of big group melees and the chaotic nature of them, we find the synthetics are just much better suited to this and make it much safer than using steel swords.
No, it was a mask, Top of the mask. Don't get greedy.
Now, next up, we moved on to introducing polearms, and in this particular situation, pretty much everybody had polearms, and that means we had multiple ranks, which is quite interesting. You notice when you fight in ranks, you can't always necessarily get the reach from the second or third rank to strike the front line, but it does, of course, prevent anybody from closing the distance with the front rank, so you can't easily rush a front line when there are second and third lines behind them. And notice the restricted space that we used, this corridor, was especially effective in keeping people in formation, because again, you've got to use your imagination here. You're thinking of a formation that would be far larger than this, and so you would be boxed in. You couldn't just start, circling around the enemy when you're in actually a compact space with soldiers either side of you. So this is simulating that kind of line-on-line formation sort of fighting. So then we reset the situation, change a few people on either side, and replay it. On to the next game. So the centre formations using the polearms are exactly the same as before. They have to fight in those restricted lines of the badminton courts, the centre of the two badminton courts. But now we have a light infantry element, so they cannot have polearms. They're equipped with swords and offhand weapons, but they can fight anywhere on the map if you like. They can fight in the centre, or they can fight on either side of the polearm formations, and this represents that kind of light infantry element that's going to be a bit more agile and be able to fight on those flanks. And this adds quite an interesting aspect to the kind of rock paper scissors sort of scenario where you've got these light infantry which are far more mobile, but of course if they try and take the polearms on head on, they're going to really suffer.
I'm not dead.
And we reset and play it again.
Come on, boys. Come on. Come on. Come on. Don't be alone.
Beautiful. No pull cue in, naughty boy. Alright, push the sides, push the sides.
With this next scenario, we don't really have much footage of it, so I'm just going to show a couple of quick clips, but it's basically get the flag to the end zone. So the goalpost you see on the far end of the hall, the flag has to get there, and if the flag bearer is killed, the other side instantly wins. So it's kind of like a VIP, so it's not just about the flag, but it's about the actual flag bearer.
Go, 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 go.
And then just to finish it off, after melee games we tend to like to spread out and do an all against all.
Right, sorry, that's really hard. Okay. Was that you then? Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, you got me really hard.
So there you have it. We run 6 of these events each year. They're predominantly sparring events, but we now have a 1-hour themed section which will be relevant to that particular event. In this particular case it was a Renaissance battle, but it's going to vary for each one of them. If you'd like to come along and get involved, feel free. It's a whole lot of fun. All the details are on our website. Thanks for watching.